Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to Let's Play Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're returning here to Brbl. I took a short break from my last video and hopped right back into it. Nope, I'm not sure what we're doing here. I think we were in the middle of dropping things, and I continued to drop things. Well. So we are very stealthy at this point, which is nice. Oh, we only have Night Stalker 1, so we only have 3 mutations. Every other level is about how often they happen anyway. That's not a rule, but it is roughly how often it happens. In the end, you end up having 15 levels of mutations total. You get 5 mutations of 3 levels each as a Demonspawn. We don't know yet if we are monstrous or not. If you are monstrous, as I mentioned in the first video, you gain 2 additional physical mutations. You gain feet, hand, and head mutations, but you lose, I believe, your scales mutation and one of your tier 2 mutations, I think is how it works. That sounds right. So I really don't prefer monstrous ones, but it wouldn't be too terrible for us. That being said, the fact that we have acquired a tier 2 mutation suggests that we are a normal Demonspawn. That, and also I believe the chance of being monstrous is only about 10%. At least that's what the wiki says. And I trust the wiki. It's generally accurate. Sometimes out of date. Sometimes it doesn't get updated for a little while. Okay, we're dungeon level 6, so we are progressing. I feel like we're more or less on course. I feel like Deathman 06 star kill. Do we have another ability? Ah, good, we do. Okay, yes. So that is what I was hoping. Let's look at this description here. Shadow Step allows you to hop to creatures, step through the shadows, and appear next to them, as long as they're within your umbra. That's the blue, shadowy-looking aura surrounding us, which only works if they are asleep or, I believe, paralyzed, or maybe if they are unaware of you. Regardless, it is useful and only becomes more useful as we become more stealthy and as our umbra grows. So now what do we want to do? Our armor class is naturally a little bit higher, so we could switch away from this sword of protection. I kind of want our dodging to be a bit better. What is our failure rate with Shadow Step is 1%. I feel like we want another... I want to get up to level 4 in invocations, and then I'll turn it off. I think 4 is around when Dithmenos' other ability, or second ability that he grants you, is a fairly reasonable failure rate. Reasonable enough that we can still use it as we turn invocations back on to get it down to a 1%. I think it would be around like a 10 or 15% failure rate. Not sure on that one. I haven't played through with Dithmenos too many times. Oh, this is rather scary. Let's vacate the premises. Take these out a few at a time. That was pretty rapid mauling of that priest there. Oh, let's also try putting on this ring. We don't have any spells yet. +5 Ring of Intelligence. Well, that combines nicely with the Ring of Wizardry, should we find a spell book at some point. We cannot cast fire spells as followers of Dithmenos, so that does somewhat limit our options. Fire or other light-bringing spells. Ooh, okay, never mind. Just kidding. Oh, yikes. Okay. Got out of there. That was a more difficult enemy than I anticipated. I guess high armor targets are still difficult for us to defeat. Our damage is low. Good. Stab the jelly. That is one change in 0.15 that I very much approve of, which is that corrosion is no longer permanent. It has a stronger effect, but it is temporary. Corrosion reduces the bonus of your equipment into the negatives, generally. Ha ha ha. Okay. Ogre. Can we fight an ogre? I think we can fight an ogre. What do we have to escape said ogre, should we need to? We have a scroll of fog, which is not particularly useful. We have a potion of lignification, which actually helps. Let's throw a couple of things at it. You never know, every hit point might count. Okay. Ogre seemed fine. He hit us once for quite a bit of damage. 18 damage, looks like. Now is about the time where those levels in fighting are really starting to pay off. They give us an extra 5 hit points or so. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a very significant amount. Hippogriff zombie. This is tough enemy. There we go. Our Umbra grows. There's that orc again. Darn. It's kind of barring our progress a little bit. I wish we had Ensorcelled Hibernation. That's a good spell for us to have. Let's see. Okay. A little bit better that time. Okay, so dodging is at 5, stealth is at 6. How stealthy are we? Very stealthy. I like very stealthy. I'd rather be extremely stealthy. I think that's the next one up. Yeah, I still like this setup. I feel like it's important for us to focus on dodging early, since dodging and stealth, since we are going to eventually want to switch to a pure stabbing build if we can. That is, switching to a dagger and away from a short sword, and just trying to go for straight-up kills. A fine trident. What is this fine trident? The +8 trident immunity. Well, regardless, it's a really good trident. Lets us fly. Piercing is the Vorpal enchantment. It just does extra damage. I think 30% extra damage or so. Maybe 20%. I think it's 30%. It's not as strong as, say, fire or ice, but it is universal. It's not resisted by anything. Negative energy resistance, see invisibility, which is very nice. Resist fire. The reason why we're not going to use this right now, I think, is because the reduction in fire resistance. But it may be worth switching over to this, even though the stabbing bonus, I think, is less, although it's better than some others, I believe. Also, this protection brand on our short sword, I think, is really important for us right now. I do find it amusing that we found 3 wizardy rings and no spellbooks. Invocation is level 4. Okay, let's turn off invocations. And let's turn on something else. What do we want to turn on? I think I want to turn on short blades. I think. For our stabbing pleasure. I like dodging and stealth remaining on for now. That trident is very, very, very good. It might be good enough that we want to use it, but I don't know for sure. I don't know if we want to use it enough to put points into pole arms at this point, is what I'm considering. Just because the first couple of levels would help out a lot. Yeah, +1, 9. I am hesitant to put it on before we have any resist fire anyway, aside from this scale mail, which I think we can safely drop. I don't foresee us using that at any point. We are fully committed to the stealth route here. Let's see if we can shadow step over there. Shadow isn't sufficiently still. Okay, so they have to be remaining completely still for you to shadow step to them. So paralyzed or asleep or petrified. Here, however, we can shadow step and stab. Yeah. Does it cost piety? Yes, it does. Okay, but I believe it's a very small amount of piety. You'll see that the arrows of flame show up in red, and that's because Dithmenos will punish us greatly if we use them. Excellent. Pick up these javelins. Machleb. Yeah, see, this is where our distant slurping noise. Oh no, there is a slime somewhere on this level, and it's eating our treasure. It's eating all our loot. Neat. Aquamarine encrusted ringmail. Artifact ringmail seems potentially excellent. We would have to put some points into our armor skill. Ah, there it is. What if we evoke one of these wands? Wand of digging, okay. Yeah, corrosion -6. All of our stuff is really bad right now. But oh, another one. Wand of random effects. Well, we don't want to use that, since, as you can see, it has become red. Let's see if we can just force it down. Okay, good. Okay, corrosion is gone. Good. I really wanted to kill those jellies while we could, while we had the opportunity, so that they didn't eat more of our treasure, more of our things. Oh, I also do want to try on this ringmail. We only have 1 scroll of remove curse, and we have 4 scrolls of or 6 scrolls of identify, so I think I'm just going to identify it ahead of time. The +0 ringmail of scat. We become quite stealthy instead of very stealthy. Armor class 11, evasion 15. As opposed to armor class 10, evasion 17, and extremely stealthy. Yeah, I mean, the extra strength and dexterity is nice and all, but don't think it's worth it. It'd be a little bit of added damage, but the reduction in stealth would make our lives much more difficult. So I'll hang on to it. We may want to do the ring mail thing later on. Okay, this is a test of our stabbiness. Okay, stabbiness not insane yet. We only were able to stab one before the others noticed us, but, you know, one is better than none. Blowgun with poison needles is nice. Lets us kite things around. I feel like we've got a pretty good assassin going here. Reach level 9. Let's, at this point, our intelligence is 17 because we're wearing a +5 ring of intelligence. I think at this point it's safe to just put points into dexterity. If we want to cast spells, it'll probably be low-level spells. We have enough oomph with our god abilities to, and probably our mutations as well, to be fine as far as we probably won't need a very deep spell pool, and so we can just focus on our stabbing, specialize a little bit there. Assassins can get over-specialized really quickly. It's something you have to watch out for. Okay, I like our poison needles better than I like our hunting sling, I think. That being said, let's see, I don't think I will be using a longsword with any immediacy. Drop this Wander Ren effects. The reason why it's in red is because it has the possibility of conjuring flame of various sorts. Magical Power Ring of Wizardry. I don't know that I want to drop any of those just yet, but let's evoke this wooden wand here. Wand of Flame. Okay. Forgives your accidental fire starting just this once. Alright. A white. These guys are usually kind of difficult. As you can see, they're not too terrible. They generally are wielding cursed weapons that can drain you. Usually cursed, though. Regular orcs, not worried. Just going to slash them down. We sometimes bleed smoke when heavily injured by enemies. Excellent. Good. It's an escape tactic. Or it is good for escaping. Also good for blocking projectiles. Ooh, bees. Bees could be dangerous here. Let's drink another one of these potions of agility. I feel like that will be beneficial to us. Bees! I feel like we're doing alright. We're holding our own. That's good. Bees are tough. Especially early on. They're very fast, they're hard to run away from, they deal a lot of damage, they poison you. I think the poison on them was slightly reduced. They're a little more forgiving now, maybe, but I could be making that up. Even if they're slightly more forgiving, they're still rough. A glowing large shield. It is a tower shield with an actual picture of a tower on it. Well, sometimes you go with what's there. Okay, let's see. Oh, nope. I was hoping to get close enough to Umbra jump to that ice beast. Stealth skill increases level 8. I feel like at this point we really are wanting to go a short blades route. That pole arm is really cool. I'm definitely going to hang on to it. But, yeah. Alright, so right now we're going to eat one of these slices of pizza. Yuck, anchovies. Super Supreme. That didn't fill us up enough. So we'll have to eat a bread ration, because I want to wield this vampiric dagger. Yes. Plus 0 vampiric dagger. That's fine. I think our evasion is high enough now that we don't need that extra armor class. And I do want the stabbing bonus granted by a dagger. It's very significant. Multiple times the damage. Shucks. Assuming that we can actually sneak up on people, which we're having a difficult time doing. It is less damage in an outright brawl, but the life gain is excellent. The return on our stabbing is greater. We do have to be slightly more cautious when going into these toe-to-toe situations, though, since we are no longer quite as tanky. See if we can't draw the sergeant towards us. And take him out separately. Yeah. Not so strong without your friends now, are you? Our Umbra continues to grow, which is excellent. Makes it easier and easier for us to sneak up on things. Ah. A book. A book of spells. Changes. Changes. Sorry about that. Not the best book for us. We are not really doing the unarmed combat thing. Though I suppose we could. We still have not gotten any more mutations. I think we're due for a few levels of mutations in a row. Or at least that is the hope. Let's see if anything pokes their head through this door. Ice beasts can be rough. That one, however, was not. Two-headed ogre skeleton can also possibly do us some damage. But skeletons in general are not super duper scary. Frogs are also easily underestimated, but I think that's because they're fast more than strong. Blink frogs are very scary. One should steer clear of blink frogs. Oh, we do have a lot of items in our inventory. Let's identify some of these potions that we're carrying around. Ooh, cure mutation. That's a good one to have. Potion of mutation. That's less good, but still potentially useful if we want to play mutation roulette. We will already have a number of mutations of our own, but you never know, you might want more. I generally like to identify the potions that I have more of first, but you don't have to. Wand of Lightning. Huh. I find it interesting that Dithmenos doesn't care about lightning. But he does protest fire. I don't know. Potions of poison. Okay, there's something we can drop. We haven't had to use our potion of lignification. Haven't needed to turn into a tree. Well, let's go ahead and get this shield. Staff. Oh. We'd have to unwield our vampiric dagger. I don't really want to do that. Excellent. Room successfully stabbed. A cursed ring of loudness. We're still very stealthy, even with that on, but it's a little annoying. +0 large shield of protection. That's going to impose a huge penalty onto things for a very long time until we train shields up. I do eventually want to train shields up, but I want to I want to do that with a buckler first, so we only have to get to level 5 for it to not have a penalty. And I don't know if I care all that much about the loudness right now. I think we can drop our +4 short sword. That's fine. Don't think we'll use these stones anymore. We'll just use javelins if we need them. Yeah. I'm not really worried about being loud at the moment. And I kind of want to save our scroll of remove curse. I don't know, maybe that's unwise. Ooh, a mummy. Let's go for the better part of valor here. I don't believe Dithmenos protects us from curses, but that's fine. That actually gives us a reason to read this scroll of remove curse now. And let's just put on the ring of wizardry. Take off our ring of loudness, drop our ring of loudness. Throwing weapons are very nice against those giant spores. Kobolds and their poisonous meat. Bees! Ooh. I was hoping to get at least one more of those bees before. Oh, yikes. Okay. That was bad. Let's drink this. Let's read our scroll of teleportation. Let's back up. What else should we do? There we go. The reason why I chose to attack there was because, one, we have a vampiric dagger, so if we hit, there was the possibility that it would heal us. Additionally, the hobgoblin is much, much less dangerous than a killer bee, particularly when the hobgoblin is unarmed. And so if we were able to kill the killer bee, the hobgoblin would be the next to step forward. I was fairly sure, not 100% sure, unfortunately, but I was fairly sure that the hobgoblin would be the next one to enter the hallway, and that would protect us for long enough to have our teleport trigger, which is what happened. I like it when things go according to plan. Yeah, whites used to just constantly drain you. I think they're... Boom. Okay, at this point... how's our stealth? Extraordinarily stealthy. Let's get our stealth to level 9, and then I think we could turn it off. I think our various mutations and our godly sneakiness, our holy sneakiness, provide enough stealth for now. I don't think we need to put too many more experience points into it for the time being. It does increase our stabbing damage, which is nice, and it's why we will eventually turn it back on, but I kind of want to spread out some of our experience. Ooh, Cyan Ugly Thing. That's a strong enemy. Throw some things at it. Ooh, yikes. Okay, it's too strong of an enemy. Let's drink a potion of haste and run away. Where is our staircase? Up there. Okay. I normally like to use potions of haste for more combat-oriented things, but we're not exactly the type to stand toe-to-toe with things and try and bash them down. And I feel like our... okay, stealth at level 9. I feel like that was our cheapest escape option. Okay, so... ooh, can I really? Neat. I guess I can train shields now without having to be wearing a shield. That's cool. I like that change. That's a good change. Well, let's turn it on and not focus it, because shields are going to be really important to us at some point. Because we're never going to be using two-handed weapons, I don't think. Anyway, our video has gotten to 30 minutes again, which is where I'm trying to stop these things. Let's finish off exploring this level. Seems like we can stretch it just a couple minutes further. Steam, I don't think we want to stand in steam particularly. Ooh, but moving is really rough too. Ow. Wand of Fireball. Well. Step here. Use our Wand of Lightning. Wand of Lightning wasn't doing a whole lot. Ooh. Do we only have one potion of curing? It seems so. Let's do Berserk Rage. There we go. And run away. Our feet have mutated into hooves, so we still don't really know what's going on with our Demonspawn here. We don't know anything aside from the fact that we have hooves that make us less stealthy. We are the stealthiest hooved creature in the land. A Book of the Warp. Ooh. I like that. Oh, we'll never be able to cast those spells. Phase Shift is cool. Yeah. Warp Weapon is also cool. All these spells are cool, but I don't know that it's worth the experience. It's certainly not worth the experience right now. It may eventually be worth the experience. I don't know. It's pretty tough. Ah, and there's the entrance to the lair. Good. That would explain the bees. Alright, well let's go stand on the entrance to the lair. And, ooh, a two-headed ogre. Soften him up. I think we can kind of charge in here. There we go. A little bit tough, but I think we were okay. Alright, and with that, I feel like it's time to end this video. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. This is I like this character. I'm a little disappointed in our mutations. We just haven't seen anything exciting yet, but I'm just I'm banking on the fact that that's because we're going to get all the really cool mutations. Thin skeletal structure would be fine for our scale slot. Bonus evasion, penalty to strength. Any of the scales are good, though. There are no bad scales. They're all useful. They all provide a free resistance of sorts. Repulsion field is, well, no, thin skeletal structure is something else. I don't remember. Repulsion field is cool. Gives you permanent repel missiles at level 3. What else? What else would be really neat? Oh yeah, that's right. Thin skeletal structure is a bonus to dexterity and stealth. No penalty. So that would be fine. I think we have enough stealth boosting stuff that we don't have to worry about it. What do we really want? We really want... Maybe passive freeze or augmentation would actually be fantastic for our tier 3. It provides a large bonus when you are at high health. It's not quite as good if we're not a hybrid, if we're not casting spells, because it does also boost spell power. But it's still very good. And the slaying bonus is insane. I think at full health, it's like a plus... I think it's like plus 20. So it's either plus 12 or plus 24. Let's see, 3 times 2 times hit points minus max hit points divided by max hit points. So I'm not sure what that means exactly. Pardon me while I hem and haw. There's nothing else that's going to happen substantively in this video. I'm just going to do some math real quick. 3, 73. Minus... okay, right. Minus 73. Bye. Okay, yeah. So at max level, it's a plus 12 slaying bonus, which is nice. So that's cool. And, you know, at 50% health, that's down to a plus 6, but that's still fine. Yeah, 36 times 2 minus 73. 36 times 2 minus 73. Huh. Well, anyway, there are a number of mutations that will work well with what we have, and I'm excited to find them out. And I hope that you continue to join me in our journey through the dungeon and discover it. The last thing I'm going to do before I turn off this video is drop this wand of fireball so I don't accidentally use it somehow. And here we are signing off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.